The first night it happened, I thought it was a joke. A sheriff's patrol car sat on the curb at the entrance of our neighborhood. Lights off. Engine quiet. Just routine monitoring. We'd had a string of break-ins nearby, and the department increased patrols. That's when Karen stepped out. Her name was Linda Hayes, president of our HOA for the last 7 years. She wore her usual uniform, designer jacket, clipboard tucked under her arm, and that look, the one that said she owned everything she could see. She marched straight up to the patrol car and started shouting, "You can't park here! This is a private neighborhood!" The officer inside calmly rolled down the window. "Ma'am, we're responding to resident complaints. We're allowed to patrol." She cut him off. "No, this is a no-cop zone. HOA rules. You people bring crime with you!" A few neighbors peeked through their blinds. Phones came out. I stayed inside, watching from my porch. The officer tried to explain again. Karen didn't listen. She walked to the back of the cruiser, pulled out a metal tow hook from her SUV, and slammed it into the rear light bar. Crack! The light shattered. Gasps echoed down the street. "Property damage!" someone yelled. Karen smirked. "File a complaint with the HOA," she said. "This vehicle is trespassing." The officer immediately called for backup. That's when Karen made the biggest mistake of her life. She grabbed a brick from the sidewalk and smashed the passenger side window. Glass exploded everywhere. "Now you'll leave," she screamed. "I run this neighborhood!" Backup arrived in under 3 minutes. 3 more patrol cars. 2 supervisors. Karen folded her arms confidently. "I'll have all of you fired. You don't have jurisdiction here." The senior officer stepped forward slowly. "Ma'am, do you know whose car this is?" She laughed. "I don't care if it's the mayor's." The officer pointed toward the house across the street. "Mine. That patrol car belongs to Captain Reynolds, the man who owns that house." Silence. Karen turned pale. I stepped outside. Badge clipped to my belt. "I live here," I said calmly. "And you just destroyed a police vehicle on camera." Her confidence collapsed instantly. I was enforcing HOA rules," she stammered. I shook my head. "HOAs don't override federal and state law." She was arrested on the spot. Felony vandalism, destruction of government property, disorderly conduct. But that wasn't the end. The HOA board emergency met the next morning. Without Karen. Turns out, she'd been using HOA funds to tow vehicles illegally and pay off. Preferred vendors. A full audit was launched. Within 2 weeks, Karen lost her HOA presidency. HOA was fined heavily. Multiple lawsuits followed. Her house was foreclosed to pay damages. The neighborhood changed overnight. Real patrols, real safety. And a new sign at the entrance replaced Karen's old HOA rules board. It read, "This neighborhood proudly supports law enforcement." Karen never came back.